The video game Pokemon Red and Blue is different from all the other Pokemon, okay? It's different from Pokemon Yellow, right? The one that came right after. Looks the same, but it's already different. Why? Well, first, the protagonist, Red, he is unlike all of the other protagonists, right? Pokemon has a silent protagonist, always, but Red, aside from, this stupid illustration that the anime Ash Ketchum is based off, right? This is the goofiest that Red looks, right? But that's not how we see Red. Oh no, because in every other thing, he's serious. All right? You see that? You see that mouth? That's a serious mouth. All right? It's a guy on a mission. Here he is, right? There's his rival, and there's him. And he's angry. He's like, I'm not taking any of your shit, okay? Right? He's angry all the time. Look at this poor bug catcher. It's like, good night, Butterfree. All right? Hitokage over here is... oh my god, you're gonna be a bunch of insect protein before long. Bug catcher's like, shit already? I haven't even pulled out it. Why do you have your back? Do you know who you're dealing with? You're dealing with fucking Red, okay? Your Butterfree is about to be incinerated, and Red's like, I already got 2 ready for whatever bullshit you're gonna throw at me. You know why? Because I'm angry. It's important, I think, that a silent protagonist is serious. Because if you have a silent protagonist, it's because the player is supposed to like project themselves onto this character, right? And if he's too formed, if you will, it's hard, right? So if you make a guy like smiling, it just alters the whole thing. And all the other protagonists and this thing, they're all smiling. They're all like happy-go-lucky. This is the golden silver dude. He's like, yeah, I like Pokemon. Yeah. Here's the Ruby and Sapphire. He's like, yeah, let's go. I'm ready to rock and roll. Look at this Frenchie over here is like, yeah, I like the Pokemon. I want to catch them all, oui. But if we get along, that is also cool because, no problem. The girls, on the other hand, they all have to smile, That's the thing about girl protagonists. They're smiling. They're like, I'm confident. I'm more than meets the eye. Hello, bike shorts. Ooh, I have this like girl next door thing. Do you really believe this girl is gonna like take on the Elite Four? She's a gardener. She's a gardener. All right. I want to hire her to dog sit my dog and to water my plants. Like, give me a serious chick, right? Yeah, I'm totally gonna face the Pokemon champion. Teehee. You're not. What is this? Come on. Silent protagonist has to be like neutral. But not any neutral. I mean, this isn't like a silent protagonist that's gonna go jogging. It's not a silent protagonist who's a dog walker. No, silent protagonist is out to face the world, right? It's not some happy-go-lucky thing. And you see this in like other classic silent protagonists, right? Like the Dragon Quest guys. It's like, all right, they might have a little smirk, but that's as far as it goes. Like confidence, right? I don't like the smirk. I don't like, the Dragon Quest 2 hero. He's got like it's not even a smirk. It's like a slight smile. This is okay. This is the Dragon Quest 3 guy. Again, there's the little smirk. Aha! But look at the remake. Look at the remake. He's like, fuck no. Fuck no. We're here to kick ass and take names. Not the girl, of course. Girl, as you know, has to be smiling. That's the thing. With the notable exception of Phantasy Star's main character, right? She's like, I'm a girl, hey, let's go, let's save the world, I guess, why you gotta be smiling, Here's the concept art. This I like. Look at that. It's like, right? What is she thinking? You don't know. You decide. Is she like, finally, my chance to shine? Or is she like, well, I guess there's no one left to save the world. I gotta do it. Or is she like, I'm afraid, but I have to save my friends. You don't know. Why? The mouth is just a horizontal line. That's how it should be. All right. This is the concept art for the warrior in Final Fantasy 1, and right, he's like, do you know how he's feeling? No, but he's determined, right? He's the hero. He's gonna do it, right? And you're gonna decide how he feels. Here's some random Japanese JRPG called Godslayer, right? And there's a girl, some monsters, and this guy, it's like, let's go. I'm doing this. I'm gonna do this. Silent, serious. This I don't like. What is this? What is this from? Hey, fellas, you mind if I save the world? Yeah, I'm Shining Force 1's hero. Hello there. Come on, get the hell out of here, man. Yeah, there we go. Shining in the darkness hero. He is angry. Like, this isn't just some dude. It's a dude that wields a sword or some other kind of destructive power. Like, look at the original Megami Tensei. That's just a high school kid with a demon summoning. Look at that, man. That's not a briefcase. All right, that's a laptop with a demon summoning program. Right? Fuck you. Right? And he's like, yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm that guy. I programmed a program so that I could download demons to the earth. All right? And how does he feel? Horizontal line. All right? And I'm going to deal with it. I fucked up, and I'm going to use my own fucked upness to make things right. Got my hand in my pocket. Check out these shoes. The Shin Megami Tensei hero. Brand new. He's brand new. Questionable fashion choices, but it's the future. And not horizontal line, but still ambiguous. It's like, this guy is, he's summoning demons. He's got his fingerless gloves and his sword. And it's like, he's not happy. It's like, shit has to be done, and I'm gonna be the one to do it. Why? The player decides. You get what I'm going for? And Red is the same thing. I mean, what's more destructive than like summoning dragons and giant turtles and giant cabbage monsters from Pokeballs? All right? More destructive than a sword, I can tell you that. Second thing, Pokemon is a JRPG, all right? It's a Japanese role-playing game. You might not think of it as such, but it is, right? You ever play a JRPG like the second time and you finish it too fast and you're like, shit, I remember spending months beating this. And yeah, that's the whole point, right? Like, especially when you're younger, you spend a lot of time like progressing through the game, and all the time your guy has been silent, but you feel like your allies and you changing everything. Like by the end, even in an older game, like even in Pokemon, where like you literally say nothing, in the end you feel how the experience must have changed him. It changed you. You are him. Time has passed, and that's also why it's important to have like a design that is ambiguous about age. Look at Red here, right? Look at that horizontal line, all right? It's just a dot. His mouth's just a dot. And he's got a hat, and he's got this jacket. How old is this character? He could be 7. He could be 12. He could be 16. He could be 20-something. You don't know, right? And as the player, right, you might be picking up the game at any age, right? And you're identifying with this guy. The hat helps, right? Especially from the back. It's like, how old is this guy, right? What does his hair look like? You don't know. You don't know. This is what you see. This is you. But in Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, you got a rival, and that's this guy, Blue, right? And he also changes, and that's the big difference between Red and Blue and Yellow. Because Yellow, things are made to match like the anime. Jesse and James are there, but Blue changes. Here is Blue. He looks like in the anime, but that's only half the story, right? Because if we go into the actual game, something's very different. First, here's Yellow. First sprite from Yellow. There he is. He just looks like Gary. Second time you meet him, he looks like Gary, right? And then when he's the champion, it's the exact same thing, except, yeah, horizontal. He's serious. But he barely changed from here to here. And that gives you the idea that, like, okay, the adventure spanned maybe a couple of months. That's not the same as his original sprites, right? In his original sprites, right, you meet him at Professor Oak's lab, and here he is. He's like, hey, what's up, man? Smell you later, Gramps, right? He's got a little fanny pack. He's just a kid, right? He's just a little bastard. Just a little ruffled up hair, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna, get all the Pokemon and see ya. But then the next time you meet him, oh, this is different, right? First off, he's serious, all right? When he left Pallet Town, he was a different boy. He was like, now he has faced the realities of what it means to be a Pokemon master, the work, right? The grind, the traveling, the staying at inns and breaking breaking hearts wherever he stays, right? He might stay at one town and a girl might be like, hey, you know what? Why don't you quit trying to be the Pokemon champion? I mean, it feels so nice. Just stay here with me. And for a second, he's tempted, but then he remembers, no. Red's out there, all right? I'm not going to let him beat me. Get out of here. Don't interfere with my dream, Look at his eyebrows. That's a diagonal line. He's angry, like all the JRPG protagonists, right? Because he's fighting one. An unsurmountable battle, you would say, because he's fighting the player, right? He's not going to give up without a fight, right? He's got a backpack, all right? That's where he's keeping all his Pokeballs and his and his HP restores, right? And his special, those booster thingies, right? And he's bigger, right? His hair is still like, fashionably disheveled, but he's crouched, he's older. How much older is he? A year? 2 years? 3 years? So like, the adventure through the Pokemon world is lasting a longer time, right? There have been many points where they had to look inside themselves and think about, why am I doing this? Is it even worth it? Before calming the voice and being like, let's put that aside, and when I get to the top, I'll think about it, right? But lo and behold, when he gets to the top, when Red finally arrives and beats the Elite Four, to be informed that the Elite Four has already been beaten by the champion, who's there? That's right, Blue. But it's not the same Blue you met before. Not by a long shot, all right? Look at him. First of all, no backpack. He's like, I live here now. I'm just waiting for anyone who's going to challenge me, right? And complete, like, change in style, He's like, white pants. He let go of his sneaker phase. Now he's in a boot phase, right? And he's got a jacket. And look at his hair, Look at his hair. No longer disheveled, right? He got a little haircut, and I mean, he's markedly older. How old is this dude here? At least 16, all right? So from the first time where he like took the Charmander and left you behind with your like measly Bulbasaur, right? By now he's like he is strictly business, all right? It's been like, man, from here to here, how long is that? I would say like 5 years. It's been 5 years, and he's ready to face you. And therein lies the difference between the Pokemon games, right? It's like on the others, they're going on an adventure and they make some friends, they make some enemies, they save some people, right? But it all feels like you could put it in a movie, right? Plus, they're all smiling. They're all like, wow, isn't this a great adventure we're on? Not Red. He's like, I don't have a car. So I'm gonna take this freaking bicycle and I'm gonna ride it to the ends of the earth. All right? Stops by in towns, people think he's their friend. I'm like, I just heard there was a way to get a Porygon here. Where's the Porygon? Okay? Right? It's a grind. This guy gave up a life of, I don't know, like working at the local store, or getting like a a nice sustainable job like being a lawyer, just like destroying trainers' hopes everywhere, especially the swimmers. The swimmers, when you get to the water, they've got like one Seadra or one seal, and they're fighting against this guy who's already beaten Jim. He's got 6 Pokemon. It's like, what are you doing? Get out of my way. You are in my way. All right? I'm gonna smoke all your Pokemon to hell. And you gotta wonder about like all those nights they spent like thinking, gosh, man, I mean, do I have what it takes? I mean, am I missing something? Like, do I really have the absolute most balanced Pokemon group of 6 to destroy my rival? Where's the chink in my armor? Right? obsessing over it until the final day. And that's why Pokemon Red and Blue is more badass than all the other Pokemons put together. Yeah. Stop.